All right, guys, welcome back. So on this episode, we're going to be doing the minigun review. So this was requested by a viewer, and they put it in the content section in our Discord. Checked it out. Thought it was a really great idea. So we're going to be reviewing several miniguns here. We have the Tempest, the Dawn Mag, the UWC, Unlimited Wraith Cannon, the Avalanche, and the Kraken Slayer. So what we're going to do is go down to the Wastelands like we normally do. We're going to use each weapon for a period of time. We're going to use the EXP tracker, and we're going to see how much experience an hour you get with these. Now, each time we reset, we're going to pause. We're going to reset the tracker. That way we get a good reading, and then we'll just go to the next item. So we have 5 weapons here, and these are all in-game miniguns. And we're going to be using, like, depending on what the officer... What is it called here? Let's check it out. I always forget the name of this thing. The supply officer. So depending on the boost that he gives us, because this is all random, our damage will be anywhere from, like, 9% to 12% boost. And we'll go over that when we get down here. But anyway, before we get started, please like, subscribe, join our Discord. At the first comment that's pinned in this video, we'll have a link to the Discord channel. I would greatly appreciate it if you guys join that. And then in that, and let me just show you guys this real quick. If you go to our channel, go down here to, where is it at here? The very first one, content requests. You can put a request in for a video, and I would love to use this for like every video. I think it's a really cool idea, and that way you guys can drive the content. So thanks for subscribing. I hope you guys like this. Sit back and enjoy. So let's get started here. So I'm going to head down to the Wastelands, and then we'll begin. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put you guys on pause, and we will be back in 2 seconds. All right, guys, so we are back. So we're down here in the Wastelands. We're going to go one down, and we're going to start this off with the Wraith Cannon here. So this is the Unlimited Wraith Cannon. It has the same stats as a normal Wraith Cannon. Just so you guys are aware, they're not different. The only thing different about it is that one is unlimited ammo and one is not. And there's reindeer here. So actually, I don't want to do a zone that has reindeer. They get in the way, and we need to be able to kill the enemies. So let's go. Let's do this. Let's do this zone here. Let me scoot over here or away from the buildings. So I like to find areas that are kind of open. Maybe over here. How about this? Okay, so let's do this spot right here. So we have a... What is this? What damage boost do we have? I should have looked before I started grinding. 11.5% damage boost right now, guys. So I started on the Discord channel. I started a poll about, do you guys want me to grind or do videos with or without my damage boost? It's almost 50-50. So the question was, do you want me to stay with like the 9 or 11% damage boost, which I think is obtainable by most players, if not everybody, even new players? Or do you want me to put all my implants on and just get the best damage and setup that I can and do my videos that way? But let me know your thoughts in the comments. I really would like to know that, because that changes the outcome on a lot of things. I just feel like if I use my implants, that it makes what I'm getting unattainable for most players, if that makes sense. So we're at 43 million right now, and what we're going to do is we're going to keep doing this until it starts slowing down, and then we'll give a general number for it. Typically it's like 4 or 5 updates at the very top left you're going to see will give us a pretty decent number. So we're at 43.4. $46.6. So big update. 3 million difference. And again, it'll change. And once it starts getting down to like 500k updates, we know that's about the limit. And someone was saying these titans right here, the big things that I'm killing, they can mess up your experience. And they probably can because they just block all the bullets. But it really doesn't matter in the testing that I'm doing because the testing is all going to be the same. If it's happening on this gun, it's going to happen on the next gun and so on and so forth. So I get the logic of it. But realistically, I mean, it's to know if the weapons are good or bad. They're all going to be doing the same thing. And if the gun doesn't make, like, let's say I use another gun and for whatever reason this doesn't happen because of the gun, I guess that's just like a positive thing of that weapon, I'd say. Alright, so we're at 50,800,000, so 51 mil. Another solid update for the Wraith Cannon. So I started making this video last night, guys. I could not believe it. I wanted to slap myself. So I got like, I'd say 70% done. And it took a while, you know, 25, 30 minutes. And then I was like, something isn't right. And I started looking. For some reason, I never hit record. I was just down here talking to myself like an idiot. Didn't record any of it. I was like, oh my gosh. But I guess that's just free EXP for me, right? So 51.4. And if you guys are wondering about the unlimited Wraith Cannon, it is expensive. It's a $500 weapon. But again, if you get it now while the holiday's going on, you don't get a discount, but you get a discount because you get free credits right now if you make purchases. So if you're wondering if it's worth it, I would say yes. I know a lot of people say no, but I enjoy the game and I play it a lot even after level 415. If you're level like 200, the unlimited Wraith Cannon is definitely worth it. You still have a long way to go, and it's convenient, and it's a weapon that I use all the time. I think it's worth it. Again, that's a lot of money to a lot of people. It's a lot of money to me, but I play the game enough to where, hell, I'd say even if another weapon comes out that's unlimited, I'm probably gonna buy it because I just play the game a lot and I enjoy it. So we're at 52.8. I'll do one more update here. See how big an update we get. And again, if you guys have not, please subscribe. Helps out the channel a ton. Also hit that notification bell. And again, I watch a lot of YouTube as well, and I don't subscribe to everybody. I get it. I really do. But for Dead Frontier, a little, it's not a popular game. A lot of people don't know about it. It really helps the channel get out there to different audiences, guys, and it helps bring players to the game. So 54, that was a good update. And if you guys are down here in the Wastelands, speed is key, just like everything else in this game. So we're going to call it a 55. It's 54.9, so it's starting to slow down. So I'm going to go ahead and open up my menu here. I'm going to pause you guys, and then I'm going to switch. I'm going to refresh the EXP tracker, and we're going to switch guns. So hang on. All right, so we're back. So now we're going to switch to the Dawn Mag. This is another, obviously, minigun, right, or heavy machine gun, whatever you want to call it. The Dawn Mag can hold 9,999 rounds, which is pretty amazing. Makes it very nice to grind with. You don't have to worry about your reload speed. Oops, that hurt. But it's okay, I brought repair kits and everything, guys, so we're good. We're good for a minute. So the first update when we do this, at the top left there, the XP tracker, it'll be low. The first update is always low, so 37,300,000. And then this one will be, it'll start gaining traction just like the UWC did. In my opinion, the Dawn items, especially the Dawn, should be like maybe not the best, but one of the best weapons in the game. I think all of them should. They're hard to unlock. They're expensive to unlock. And it's an achievement, right? And when you see Dawn, you know the person's played a long time or put in a lot of work. And I think it should be worth it, per se. Some of the Dawn items just aren't really worth it. I think those need to be revamped. Alright, 47.6. It's going pretty well. It's able to hold the aggro back fairly decent. And again, guys, I want to mention it again. Please, please, please hit that subscribe button. We need you guys. Let's get to 1,000 subscribers, and that way we can start doing giveaways. Because if we get to 1,000 subscribers, I was doing the math. In a month, we should get like $20 to $40 of $20 to $40, and then I can buy. What I'm going to do is, if we ever get there, or I should say when we get there, is I'm going to do monthly giveaways. That's what I want to do. I want to give away credits every month. But again, I don't want to spend my money every month on credits, right? I'd rather get money by doing Dead Frontier stuff and then just give it back. I think that'd be awesome. I think there's a lot of content we could do with that. Alright, so we're at 51.3. So the Dawn is closing the gap in the distance between the Wraith Cannon here. If you guys have any video suggestions, please let me know. Put them in the comments. I would love to make some more content that you guys want to see. 51.8 is where we're at now. And I would like to do some more Wasteland comparisons. So if you guys have, and I'd like to do some with my implants on. I know that changes the game on a lot of things. So let me know what kind of stuff you'd like to see with that. 52.6, another strong update. $52.9. So not a very good update. 300,000. We're going to call it. We're going to call it at 53. It'd probably power creep to 54, but we'll call it 53. And let's pause this. And again, I'm going to pause you guys and switch out the tracker. Alright, we're back. So we're going to switch to the Tempest now. So this is it should be probably our cheapest weapon. So I don't expect it to do what the Dawn can or the UWC can, but I expect it to do, I don't know, halfway decent maybe. It is a minigun. Does have, I believe it has some penetration. I can tell the knockback isn't as heavy. I can already feel more pressure than I did with the Dawn or the UWC, which that's a big thing to me, guys. I like crowd control. I like to be able to handle the aggro. To me, handling aggro is almost, I mean, if a gun does 60 million and another one does 51 million, but it's way easier, I usually go with the 51 million one. You know what I mean? Like, crowd control means a lot to me. I don't like dying, and I don't like resetting things. So we're at 23. Again, the first update's always rough. $30. Not a bad update. 7 million difference there. See what this next update has for us. So again, this is like a beginner / mid-tier. I really wasn't going to use it because it isn't in-game, but I figured I'd throw it in here. And I gotta watch, you know, how many weapons I review at once. The video that's getting uploaded today, I made actually like a day ago, and it was so long. It was like an hour and 20 minutes of the Wasteland where I reviewed like, I don't know how many items it was, 15 items or something like that. it was 90 gigabytes. And I live out in the country, so I have the best internet you can possibly get where I live. And it's 80 MB download and 10 MB upload. So uploading 90 gigabytes was like 22 hours. It was insane. So I gotta watch how many video or how many items I review, especially in the Wastelands, because there's a lot of enemies and things going on the screen. So the video is actually larger. So we're at 34 million right now. Let's see what this next one does. 35.7. So it's slowing down. Let's do one more update here. And again, the knockback isn't as good as I would like. $35.7. Should update here in a second. $36.2. So we'll call it 37. Let me hit escape here. Let's pause it. Let me pause you guys as well and reset our counters here. So we're going to call it a 37. All right, guys. So we have the... What do we got here? Sorry. We have the Avalanche and the Kraken. So let's see what we can do with these. So this is the Avalanche. It's technically, I don't think it's a minigun, but it's a heavy machine gun. Holds a crap ton of bullets as well. And this is another mid-tier gun. We've reviewed this one before, and it was very impressive last time we reviewed it. The slow is very nice. You can see I'm turning blue. That helps a lot in the Wastelands, or anywhere really. So first update, 27 million, but again, that's nothing to go off of. That's just a starting point here as the damage ramps up for us. Gotta let our engine get hot. Alright, next update, 38 million, so a 11 million update. Very nice. It's already beat out the Tempest. So next update should be happening any second. I think this will be a good one. Oh, 41 million. So it's in the 40s. And again, this is a mid-tier minigun, but I wanted to add it in here because I feel like the Avalanche is actually extremely good for its price. And we'll check all that out after this video. Or I guess I should say at the end of the video. So 41.1 is where we're at. 43.7. I can easily control the crowd, which is, like I said, something I really look for. I could grind down here with this for hours. I don't feel pressured. I got a lot more content I'm going to be putting out for you guys. I have a lot of ideas. I'm starting to make like a weekly tracker where I plan out what I'm doing. Again, so if you guys have things you want to see, let me know and I'll add it into there. And it actually helps me out a ton because it makes, you know, having to think about what I want to do next is actually part of the hardest part of what I'm doing. So if you guys have ideas, it makes it way easier on me. So 44.7. Let's see what the next update can do here. I feel like she's starting to slow down on us. $48.7, so another $1 million, another million EXP update. See if we can get 50. We're at 48.7. Or 45, I'm sorry, I was looking at the wrong one. 45.1. Let's see what happens here. 46, so still going. So 46 is where it's at. It just updated and went down. So we're going to go with the 46. So hang on 1 second, guys. Let's reset this. Let me pause you. All right, so we're back. So now we're going to do the Kraken Slayer. All right, so EXP has been reset. Let's see what we get here. First update, like always, a little bit slow. And this should be an N-tier minigun. So 39.7 is where we're at. $47, very strong update. I got a lot of Titans blocking my damage here. So we're at 47.1. Should get another decent update out of this. 50. All right, we're in the 50s now, guys. Ouch. That's all right. I like the knockback. It does have pretty good control. $51.8. Doing very well down here. And again, this is with a 11% damage boost, which most people can obtain. I'd say almost anybody can. So this is what the kind of performance you would get. Now again, this is during a Christmas event, so if you're watching this later on, the boosts are from the Christmas event going on, so normal time you would not get this kind of experience, probably cut it in half. So 52.3, let's do one more update here. So 53, that's what we're going to call it. We're going to call this at 53. I'm going to pause you guys. All right, we're back. All right, so we reviewed all of those miniguns. I'm going to flashbang you guys, so heads up. This is going to be a very bright white screen. All right, here we go. Ready? Boom, flashbang. Okay, so we did the UWC. And again, these are averages. This doesn't mean this is top out. This is just what we did. We did 55 million with the UWC, 53 with the Kraken, 46 with the Avalanche, 53 with the Dawn Mag, and 37 with the Tempest. So let's compare these real quick. So the UWC, now this one's not unlimited, but you're looking at 200 million for the Wraith Cannon, right? And it did 55 million. The Kraken, which is 53, so it's right under it. And I think it had a little bit better knockback, is 80 million. So again, you know, if I was going to buy one, I would definitely go with the Kraken over the UWC or over the WC, but I would spend the money and get the UWC over the Kraken. I really would. So the Kraken's 80 mil, the Avalanche, which did 46. What was that? $7 million or 7 million experience different? 46, 47, 48, for 9, 50, for 1, for 2. Yeah, 7 million difference. So not huge. You know, not about what, 15% difference. 24 mil. So for a GC, you can get one for 25 million. Very good gun, very underrated, guys. And then the Dawn Mag, obviously, you got to craft that, but it is expensive. And then we got the Tempest coming in last with 37 million, and it's only 17 mil, which is that's 17 million to 25 million. I probably would skip the Tempest and save up for the Avalanche, but that's just me. It's a good gun, but it's just not in game. But there you guys have it. There's the minigun breakdown. So I hope you guys like this video. If this helped you, please let me know. Again, join our Discord. Check the first pinned comment. It'll have a link to it. And if you guys have any suggestions for videos, please let me know. Leave them in the comments below. Put them in the Discord in that content section. But thank you guys very much for tuning in. Please like, subscribe, hit the notification bell. And until next time, stay safe out there. Peace.